Finals are this week. Christmas is next week. School's out for 2 weeks after tomorrow. And in the midst of it all, a huge rivalry game on tap tonight as the 4-5 Bella Vista Broncos welcome crosstown rival Casa Roble and their 8-1 record to the BV Gym, a place where the Bella Vista varsity squad has yet to lose this year. Casa Roble is coming off a first-round defeat in the San Joaquin section playoffs last year, while BV was not able to reach the playoffs, the postseason in 2023-24. This year, the Broncos, 4-0 at home, as we mentioned. They have yet to taste victory away from the friendly confines of their home barn. But as you know, the Broncos had a stretch of 5 games in 5 days last week. Casa is in the midst of a similar stretch right now. They've played Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week, and they're going to play tomorrow in addition to this battle tonight. Casa features a triple scoring threat of Benny Ambrose, Moses O'Guiney, and Mason Piercy, all averaging double-figure points per game. I'll get it straight. O'Guiney just recently surpassed 1,000 points for his career, hitting that mark once he hit 11 points last night versus Galt, a game where he scored 17 overall. So if you do the math, that means he's got 1,006 for his career. 84-23 victory for Casa Roble last night at home over Galt. For BV, Marko Trotzik leads the way, averaging nearly 13 points per game, 25 the other night against Lincoln. He's the only one averaging double digits for BV, but Maxwell Pruker is close at 9-7. Cade Rucker has also been strong in the last couple of weeks with games of 8, 10, and 18 points and strong rebounding as well. And you can talk about all these numbers all you want, but when rivals meet, as the saying goes, you can throw the records out the window, and that's probably what we will do tonight. It should be wild and crazy with a packed house here at BV. Lots of energy and excitement already. The Crosstown Classic, BV and Casa. It's live, and it's next right here on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharlson and Quincy Douglas. Welcome to Bella Vista High School. Welcome to the latest installment of BV versus Casa. What a matchup we're expecting tonight. Casa, again, that triple scoring threat that we talked about, Quincy. Bella Vista, of course, they counter with some pretty solid players of their own. The place is going to fill up here real quick. We've been watching the freshmen and the JV games, and it was loud here for those games. So you know there's a lot of energy here tonight, and this is going to be a lot of fun.
I am so excited to be here tonight. Like you said, the building is getting full already. It's going to be loud. It's going to be intense. It's going to be exciting. Huge matchup here. It's a rivalry. That's always a big deal in any sport. I'm so looking forward to this game.
And if you're Bella Vista, you take a look at that Casa roster and you look at Benny Ambrose. He's been on this squad since his freshman year. The same for Moses O'Guiney. 2 guys, lots of experience. And then they also have Mason Piercy, a junior. Those are their 3 leading scorers. Those are the ones that average the double digits. And again, there's other players on this squad, some really key role players too that we're going to be talking about as we go, and that's what makes for a well-rounded team.
Yeah, you look at their record; they're 8-1. You talk about those are the 3 horsemen right there. They carry the team, but they're well balanced. They're well-rounded, good rebounding, but the scoring is off the charts. The Ambrose brothers are both very good. Both freshmen the younger brother. Let's see.
Axel
Ambrose, a freshman on varsity. His brother was the same thing. That's a power team right there.
And in talking with head coach Nathan Gilbert before the game for Casa, he was telling me a little bit about Axel Ambrose, and we're going to expect to see good things from him over the next few years.
I'm not surprised.
The phrase that he may even be better than his brother was as a freshman did actually come from his mouth.
Wow.
So, that's actually saying something, because there was a reason why Benny Ambrose was brought up as a freshman. Mm-hmm. And to think that maybe his younger brother is that and more, that's they're doing they're eating right in that family.
I was going to say, the family dynamics, there's something being cooked in there. That's really good for their family. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So we will look forward to seeing Axel when he gets into the game. He averages 6.2 points per game, as a matter of fact. But as far as the big three for Casa Roble, Benny Ambreeds, 16.4 points per game. A couple of games of 20 each, 25 against Douglas, or 23 rather, against Las Plumas out of Oroville. And then Moses O'Guiney, his average of 13.6 points per game. He went far and above that yesterday with 17 total.
Yeah.
And when he hit 11, that's when he reached the 1,000 point mark for his career, something Benny Ambreeds has already done.
Yes.
And then the third prong of that three-headed monster is Mason Piercy. He's the 6'4 junior, 11.5 points per game. You look at the rosters, Bella Vista has the size advantage.
Yes, exactly.
Bella Vista likes to run, they like to press. Coach Gilbert of Casa Roble says that his team can do that too, or if the game calls for it, they're very comfortable going into slowdown as well.
Wow, yeah.
So, but they may like to push the envelope just like Bella Vista does. So we could see a fast-paced game to where both of us are out of breath by the time this one's over.
I'm all for it. I think that's going to be great. I mean, I think these two teams, 8-1 for Casa, Bella Vista is 4-5, but you get the sense that they really match up well against one another. Like you said, Bella Vista has the size, but Casa, they have really good shooters. So I'm interested to see how this all plays out.
We're watching right now the Broncos going ahead and doing their warm-ups. The change in the starting lineup that we first saw last week, where Kate Rucker was inserted and Mitchell Emery now comes off the bench for Bella Vista. That continues tonight, although they did do a little tweaking over the weekend at the tournament that they were playing in. Jonah Wooden actually got a couple of starts, and he had actually made it as a starter on last year's squad, and then he had the injury that ended his season, and just as he entered the starting lineup.
Yeah.
But right now, Coach Stuart Kussler is very comfortable with the group that he's got. That has Trevor Iwamasa as your point guard, and then of course Cale Bird, your strong rebounder, Trotsik Pruker, and then Cade Rucker is the one that they have brought into the starting lineup. He likes that group to start, but again, he wants to play everybody. And when you run and gun like that, you really need to have that depth.
You need to have that depth, but you also have to be able to, figure out the type of starting lineup that you want to have at the beginning of the game, because different, Casa's coming, they're loaded, and I'm not surprised that Coach Kussler has been doing some small tweaks to figure out who his starters are going to be.
All right, so the clock is winding down. You can see that on your screen, and we're getting ready to get this one underway with the opening ceremonies. So we're going to get ready to send things downstairs to Carson Allen from BV Live Sports, who also handles the pregame ceremony. So we'll head downstairs right now to Carson Allen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do our Pledge of Allegiance, as well as also our starting lineups, we do want to show something off real quick. So tonight is a very big night. Not only is it the Bella Vista versus Casa Roble rivalry, but we're also going to be starting a new tradition from now on. The winner of this game will not only be going home victorious, but also be taking this home with them tonight. This trophy not only symbolizes the love for everybody here in this auditorium for both Casa Roble and Bella Vista, but it also shows our sportsmanship between each other. So I'm gonna have the head coaches for both varsity teams touch the golden basketball here trophy to just show that even though tonight on the court we are rivals, we are at the end of the day neighbors, teammates, friends. So let's everybody please give a big round of applause. Alrighty, now everybody, if we could please stand for our national anthem. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this game started. We're going to be starting with the Casa Roble Rams and their starting lineup. Number 0, Ace Vielgues. Number 10, Josh Lane. Number 22, Benny Ambrose. Number 23, Moses Ogini. And finally, number 32, Mason Pierce. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get loud for your Vista Broncos! Standing at 5'9", the sophomore, number 12, Trevor Iwamasa. The 6'4" junior, number 33, Cade Rucker. Once again at 6'4", the junior, number 10, Cale Bird. And for your 2 seniors, number 2, Maxwell Brooker. And last but certainly not least, number 4, standing at 6'3", Mark Trotsik! Ladies and gentlemen, let's please be very courteous and sportsmanlike to both sides. I do not want to hear too much booing, okay? Let's be kind, civil. Hey, watch it. Both of you. Let's have a great game tonight, folks.
All right, you tell him, Carson.
Well
The
said.
head coach of the Bella Vista Broncos is Stuart Kussler in his first year. The head coach of Casa Roble is Nathan Gilbert. That's Moses Ogini standing in the center court circle, and he will be jumping center for the Broncos, for the Rams, that is. Cale Bird will do the honors for the Broncos. It's Bella Vista and Casa. It's a high-energy game. Cheerleading squads from both teams are here, and we're ready to play basketball, so we hope you join us. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. Broncos with the opening possession. Chance to take the early lead. Here's Pruker. Pruker looking for an opening. Trotsik, a big night the other night against Lincoln. Here's Iwamasa to the baseline. He's closed off by Ogini. And now Cade Rucker. Ogini controls the rebound for Casa. Immediately pushing the ball into front court. Ogini, he's looking to drive. Piercy into the lane. Closed off on a double team. Here's Ogini. Ogini and Piercy, 2 of the big 3. Ambrechts is over there too. Casa.
Yeah, Casa's really taking their time here trying to figure out the right spot.
Villegas flies in, draws the hoop, draws the harm, and Casa Roble on the board first.
Now that's going to start the energy right there. Casa's coming in. They were patient with the play, let it develop on its own, took it to the rack, got the foul, and see if he can get the and one.
It's like Pruker gets called for the personal. Big collision there at the baseline. Basket and one for Ace Villegas. He's averaging about 6 points per game.
Not how you want to start the game off if you're Bella Vista with a turnover right at the beginning. They're going to need every single possession in this game.
Right on the inbound, so just like that, Casa with possession. This is Lane. Piercy closed off. They're doing a good job. Ogini showing some hops there. Well, we knew he had those hops, though.
He's got good hops. We'll see how how he's able to continue to attack the basket like that.
Here's a Trotzik at the free throw line. Iwamasa closed off. And speaking of defense, Cass is doing a really good job getting in BV's face. There's a runner that doesn't go. A tip is back up and in for Cale Bird.
Got the tip. That was nice.
Real quick. Good ball movement by Casa. In the corner, this is Ambreets. He'll drive in, finds a cutting O'Guiney for the finger roll.
O'Guiney moves like an NBA player. He's cutting and dashing to the basket. Very comfortable.
Drucker. We'll find Pruker. Pruker with a double team. Ball may have been deflected. Broncos control. There's a jumper just to the wide of the mark. Trotzik tries to follow the shot. Here comes Ambreets. 2 players for Bella Vista. A big collision in front court. Blocking foul will be called. And this will go against Iwamasa.
You can see how physical already the game is. Fouls on both sides. You had 2 Broncos there on the opposite side. This is going to be an intense battle.
They had a 5-on-3 because Pruker and Trotzik wound up on the ground at the other end and were a little slow to get up.
Yeah.
So here's Lane. Piercy works off a screen from O'Guiney. There's a 3-point shot. Bird the rebound.
Nice rebound by Bird. It's what he's great at those defensive rebounds.
Pruker spots up! Trifecta time, Maxwell Pruker!
Pruker let the shot come to him and drilled it. Well done.
We are tied at 5. Here's Villegas. Flat-looking shot of Trotzik with the rebound. In the corner, it's Pruker once again. Finds the opening, powers to the rack, banks it up and in.
I think that shows you talked earlier about that size advantage, George, and I think you see it right there. Bella Vista's, they're doing a good job taking it to the rack, making the contact and making the buckets.
Under 5 minutes to go, Broncos with their first lead. Here's O'Guiney. Weaves his way around 3 different players in a little scooping finger roll. Moses O'Guiney with 4.
Yeah, he is showing already why he's scored over 1,000 points in his career so far.
In fact, that basket puts him at 1,010 for his career. Pruker once again, he is a little collision there with Piercy. And Pruker will draw the foul. First on Piercy. We're going to say that's on the floor. First team foul on Casa Roble. Substitutions for the Broncos. Cale Bird comes out. And Emery is in for his first action. There's a Trotzik. He leads with the elbow. We're sitting across the way, Quincy, but you can pretty much see that.
Oh, yeah. Not surprised on that call at all.
You think the players are amped also?
I think there's so much intensity right now with these players. You could just see it. You could feel it coming off the court.
Villegas can't finish. Back the other way. A Trotzik!
Clutch basket.
His first points of the game. 3-pointer for a Trotzik. He's averaging almost 13 points per game for Bella Vista.
He's their lead scorer, and he drives the offense. When he gets hot, look out.
O'Guiney, free throw line jumper. Oh, that is a beautiful shot.
That was absolutely picture perfect
shot that he's got. Pruker, he'll launch a 3. Villegas controls. Here's Piercy, drives right by Pruker, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, that was a great pass by O'Guiney, right to Piercy, caught it, laid it in, got the foul.
Substitutions coming in. So we're doing a little something fun tonight, and we'll talk about it here first before we start incorporating it into the broadcast. But Carson Allen is roaming around with the wireless microphone. And so At times, we're going to be checking in with him throughout the course of the game, checking in on the crowd, the rowdy rooters, and any other observations that he might have. So we'll do that throughout the game.
I think that's a perfect start to this, 2024, this rivalry we have here in this game. I love that.
Wooden with the miss. New players in for Casa. That was Anthony Marr that got that rebound. Also now into the game, Preston Scott, number 15, a 6'2 senior. We'll talk more about those players. This is Marr driving in. No-look pass underneath. Winds up in the hands of Preston Scott, and he finds pay dirt.
Wow, they were very resourceful on that play, George.
Hippity-hop with the movie. Well, Massa drives in, and he answers quickly.
That's what you want to see from your point guard. His guy wasn't on him. He was able to drive to the basket, lay it in.
Casa by 1 as we approach 2.5 minutes to go. We got a whistle. We're going to get a timeout called. It looks like, I think. No. Looks like he made the sign of a timeout, but
No,
I guess they said, no, we didn't call a timeout, but they allowed a substitution.
Yeah, that's how I read it.
We're going to resume play. Well, so here's Marr, who gets the inbounds pass. He's a 5'10 senior. Had 8 points against Bella Vista last year in the game.
Yeah, he's very effective.
Here's Ambreets. That one comes off. Ambreets, by the way, had 30 points in the game against PV last year.
Oh, my goodness.
Trotzik. Loose ball, still loose. Emery picks it up. And then he has it taken away, and all kinds of hacking and whacking, and a foul's going to be called.
You asked a few minutes ago if you think the players could feel the energy. You could just tell how the way they're playing. It is so aggressive. Both of these teams, they really want this game.
That's the 5th team foul on Bella Vista, so Casa is going to get some free throws. First free throw of the game for Preston Scott. He's got 3. Still anybody's game, as we're at 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Cade Rucker is back in for Bella Vista. Scott with 2 free throws. 3-point lead for Casa. Here's Wooden. Wooden finds an opening, dishes it off. Rucker for 3, that one's coming up short. Marr with another rebound.
Trying to get him the ball early. He's entering the game. Immediate three-pointer, trying to get him hot. He can hit those.
Scott rocking the pink shoes tonight. Here's Ambreets. Collision. Bella Vista player winds up on the ground. Iwamasa. He's going to get a foul called against the Rams. I think that's Preston Scott that they called for the foul. The Broncos will get possession once again. 1:38 to go.
Bella Vista's going to want to take this next minute and a half and really try to get a tie or take the lead.
Cale Bird back into the game. They try to get it inside to Rucker. Deflected out of bounds by Casa. Substitutions. O'Guinney's going to come out and get a breather. Piercy will come back in. He just got a breather. And now we're going to get a timeout called here by Bella Vista.
What an exciting first quarter so far.
Carson, where are you and what have you got for us?
Hello?
Yeah, where are you?
So I'm currently down over near the Bella Vista student section over here. And so currently it's getting a little too quiet over here in this section because on the live stream I hear more Casa than I do BV. What do you guys have to say about that? As I'm down here, you can hear the Let's Go Broncos chant, and hang on, I'm going to make a quick way over to Casa and just see what's going on.
All right, Carson, well, we'll check in with you and the Casa fans here momentarily.
Yeah, this energy is going to stay this high all night long.
And the Casa fans were responding, by the way. Oh, my goodness. You saw Iwamasa's head kind of snap back a little bit there on that collision. Looks like Marr gets called for the foul.
Yeah, it appeared that Marr's elbow made slight contact with Iwamasa's neck.
And Iwamasa, none the worse for wear, will inbound the ball to the left of the basket as we look at it. Into Cale Bird. Nice inbounds pass.
Beautiful play. That is drawn up absolutely perfect.
Bird has 4 points. What did we get here? Not sure I know what happened there.
I'm not sure either.
Ace Villegas back into the game. Here's Ambrose on Wooden. Number 22 guarding number 22. Scott drives in. The runner's going to dance around and trickle off. Cale Bird the rebound.
Cale Bird, a phenomenal rebounder. I believe he is the lead rebounder for Bella Vista.
Rucker closed off. Emery for 3. Got it!
Nice shot. Once again, Bella Vista let that come to them. Nothing was forced. Emery was open, took it,
what a
scored
great look. Great look by Cade Rucker. Villegas on Emery. Villegas finds the opportunity, lost the handle on the ball. It goes out of bounds off the hands of Iwamasa. Nearly had himself a steal. Inbounds pass, it winds up on the ground. Players falling to the ground, and
that was a lot of confusion there.
In the corner, get it to Villegas. Piercy's open, thought about the 3, now he'll take it. Broncos control.
Good defense by Bird. He didn't give up on it. He thought he was going to take the 3, laid off to prevent the drive, and then stop the 3 again.
Emery, another 3. That one comes up and off. Long pass goes ahead to Villegas all the way down to the baseline. Draws the foul. Can't get the hoop, but he'll go to the line with half a second to go in the quarter.
That was solid defense. You know, he didn't slam his arm down. He put his arms up. He did get called for the foul, but that was solid defense by Wooden.
Villegas, by the way, is a 50% free throw shooter, so the law of averages will tell you that he will make this shot. And Villegas with 4 points here in the quarter. And Iwamasa's just going to let the quarter expire. We have come to the end of the first quarter of play here at Bella Vista High School. Let's head down to Carson once again as he's now hanging out on the Casa side.
Hello. Hi, George. So I'm over here on the Casa side. So you guys are currently live on TV Live Sports. We want to hear what side of everything you guys got. All right, so I'm over here with the Casa side. Let's see how loud you guys can get. I don't know, George. I think they're still quiet. And I'm going to come over here to the BV side real quick. Let's hear it for your Broncos! All right, I think we know our winner for this quick little quarter-end hype session. BV 1, Casa 0.
I think the Broncos win that one.
Yeah, I agree.
But you better tell Casa that, Carson, because they've got some ground to make up, I think.
Well, I think the Broncos lead by 1, and I think the Bronco Rowdy Rooters lead by 1.
All right, we're ready to start the second quarter now. We'll check the first half numbers when we get a chance. I think Carson's having too much fun with his assignment tonight.
Yeah, he's loving it.
That is so in his wheelhouse.
Well, so far in this first quarter, George, it has lived up to the hype. A 1-point ball game, 17-16. We're entering the second quarter. This game is very much the excitement that we thought it would be.
Casa controls to start the second quarter. Josh Lane back into the game. He's got a nice set of green shoes going tonight. O'Guinee spots up from 19. Piercy the rebound. Another chance for Casa. Players collide, but Villegas winds up with it for Casa. Steal for Cale Bird.
And Cale Bird, nice steal, just reached in.
Cade Rucker!
Fought through his defender, laid it in. No one challenged him.
He saw that opening. It's almost like the Red Sea parted there, and he just drove down the lane and put that one in for his first 2 points of the game. O'Guinee closed off by Bird. Here's Lane. Good defense by Iwamasa.
I love how the Broncos are taking the lane away.
Lane's open for three. No basket.
They're taking the lane away from Casa. They're not letting him drive to the basket, and they're forcing him to shoot long 2-pointers or 3-pointers, and they're challenging him in that sense.
Looks like it was an offensive foul on Casa. It was some kind of a turnover. I was looking away. I didn't see the call. Here's Iwamasa. No look pass over to Emery. O'Guinee. No look to go coast to coast.
I think that play right there showed the IQ of our point guard, Iwamasa. You know, he was trailing him slightly. He decided not to foul. That was very smart. Don't give him extra points.
Iwamasa tries the reverse layup. Looks like that one may have been deflected out of bounds. Or do we have a foul? No, it's just out of bounds. It's Casa ball. Or is it? There's some confusion right now.
Bella Vista ball.
Everybody was down here as if it would be Bella Vista ball, but no one was going to inbound it. It was like Casa was going to inbound it. Nice defense by Lane to knock that one out of bounds. Take the time to just say thanks to both coaches, Stuart Cussler. We talked to him before every game. Nathan Gilbert as well, just allowing us a little bit of time to kind of chat, learn a little bit about the team. Here's a nice overplay by O'Guinee. He'll drive in again, draws the foul this time. O'Guinee now at 10 points.
Wow, he is showing his ability to score, that's for sure. Not only that, but it's so fast to get to the basket. He can jump high. He's kind of doing it all already in double figures, and we just started the second quarter.
Cale Bird called for the foul, first team foul on Bella Vista. O'Guinee looking for the three-point opportunity here. O'Guinee, by the way, 56% free throw shooter. Got a held ball. This should stay with Bella Vista.
Coach Gilbert's trying to figure out if there was a foul or not on the call.
Here's Rucker. And Iwamasa will run the point. What's going on here? We got a whistle. They're going to re-inbound. And Emery has his pocket pick in a collision now at midcourt. Looks like a Trotzik's going to get called for this foul. And now that's the Casa fans telling Bella Vista you can't do that. And Bella Vista responding with, "We can't hear you."
It's exactly what you would want out of a rivalry game.
All right. Here's Lane. Piercy He finds O'Guinee on the other side.
The quick passes between the Casa players, you could tell they not only do they work on it, but they've been playing together for a while.
Casa by 3. Here's Wooden. He's called for a travel, and they'll turn it back over.
Bella Vista has to be a little bit careful here. They don't want the momentum to completely shift over to Casa. Keep it close, calm down, you'll be fine.
The JV and the varsity games played earlier, it was a split between the two squads. And we'll check those scores for you when we get an opportunity. Here are the Broncos. Iwamasa, his shot deflected. Much to the approval of the Casa Roble fans. Here's O'Guinee, a collision! Offensive foul.
Offensive foul, yeah, he ran right into him. His feet were set.
That's the first on O'Guinee, second team foul on Casa. Both teams at 2 team fouls. Mitchell Emery. Iwamasa picked up by Lane. Emery once again with
nice
a spin
switch.
move into the lane. Double team tries to go up for a shot. Ball tapped into front court. Collision, loose ball, goes off of Wooden and goes out of bounds. Casa will take possession.
Wooden and Marr, boy, they full throttle right to the ball. Nobody ended up with it. Casa will have the ball, but wow, it was a foot race to get there.
5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Coach Kussler is having a conversation with one of the officials here. This is Marr way out in front.
They're trying to set something up here.
And he's got the magenta shoes, by the way. Yes.
Pink shoes are just really in this year.
Here's O'Guinee closed off. Ambrose, kind of a quiet night scoring so far for Ambrose. In fact, very quiet, no points yet. Here's O'Guinee. O'Guinee says, I got your back, Benny.
That was a great pick. He came around the end. Nobody picked him up. Wide open 3.
Here's Mitchell Emery. He responds the other way. 15 points on the night for Moses O'Guinee, by the way. Emery himself has 5. That 3-pointer in the first quarter. Little miscommunication on the part of Casa as O'Guinee went one way and Viegas thought he was going the other way, and so winds up a break for Bella Vista as the Broncos will take possession.
Broncos need to take advantage of this opportunity. Casa's not turning it over a lot. Broncos got to be able to capitalize and get some points on the board.
Iwamasa works off a screen from Rucker. Here's Kruker back into the game. Trotzik gets free. You get a whistle away from the play.
Stellar defenses here on the court tonight. Both teams just everywhere. Multiple blocks for Casa. The Broncos have stolen the ball a few times. Just both defenses have come to play.
It's number 13, Xavier Thomas, that gets called for the foul. He's in for his first action. He's a 6'2 junior. There's a Trotzik on the baseline, muscles up a shot, it won't go. O'Guinee taps it out to Thomas. And now Viegas, he finds Ambrose underneath, and Ambrose his first 2 points of the game.
Ambrose called that one from down the court. He was wide open.
Kruker, he finds an opportunity. Moses O'Guinee. Looked like he got a piece of that one.
Yeah, he blocked that.
3-pointer, Ambrose now finds the touch.
So Ambrose finds his first buckets. The play before, easy bucket, turns right around, shoots another 3. And it's a 9-point game.
And much to the delight of the Casa Roble fans, Bella Vista's going to call a timeout here before this one slips further away.
Yeah, I think what Bella Vista doesn't want, if you have O'Guinee getting hot and staying hot throughout the game, and then Ambrose comes in, then you're going to have two people that are scoring, two athletes that are scoring on you. They got to try to shut one of those guys down.
In fact, there's a look right now at the Casa Roble fans, that the section on the right behind the Casa Roble bench. A good look at the Casa Roble cheerleaders on the baseline there as well. On the side, off to your left as you watch it here on BV Live Sports. Glad you could join us tonight. This is a lot of fun. Broncos need to start chipping away at this 9-point deficit. Here's a collision with Kruger and Thomas. Thomas winds up on the ground. It looks like he gets called for his second personal foul real quick there.
Kruger not afraid to take it to the chest of any player.
Iwamasa will find a Trotsik. A Trotsik trying to get open. He will launch a long one. Ambrose the rebound.
That was a NBA three right there, and he almost nailed it.
Here's Villegas. Looks off the screen from O'Guiney. Ambrose on the outside off a screen from Piercy. He'll step back out and launch another three. Ambrose finding the hot hand now as well. 12-point lead for Casa.
8 points for him already. He's getting hot.
And another turnover by the Broncos. Here's Ambrose. Piercy, back to Ambrose. Oh, he thought about it. He'll instead drive the lane, a collision. And Ambrose is going to draw some free throws here.
He's got 8 points, I believe. The last 8 points that Casa has scored has come from Ambrose. So
personal foul is called on Trevor Iwamasa. That is his second, third-team foul on Bella Vista. Ambrose was in the act of shooting. And maybe the Rowdy Rooters had a little something to do with that miss. Ambrose won't admit it. He is a 79% free throw shooter. One of two for Benny Ambrose.
He's got 9 points now. He scored Casa's last 9 points.
After a scoreless first quarter and early second quarter. Here's Bird, drives to the baseline.
See, that was
a finger roll.
That was smart. He used O'Neal as the screen to the basket. It looked like he could have dumped it into him, but he decided to use him as a screen. Lays it in. Smart play.
Bella Vista definitely needed to score on that possession. Lead is 11. Trotsik nearly comes up with the steal. Lane the other way. He'll launch a three. Zach O'Neal into the game. He gets the rebound.
Nice split of the defense there.
Here's Bird again, drives the baseline, loses the handle. Loose on the ground. Broncos control it. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time. They can reset the offense.
Yeah, take your time. Don't rush anything.
Loose ball. Bird barely got that back. Iwamasa double teamed on the baseline, draws the foul.
I'm impressed by Bird's play so far tonight. You know, he's showing high IQ plays of basketball. There he almost stepped over the line, but was able to kind of jump in the air and throw it to Iwamasa. Smart play.
Second foul on Piercy. It is the fifth team foul on Casa. And that's why Iwamasa on a common foul is at the free throw line. Iwamasa with 2 points in the first quarter. Up to 3 now.
He averages almost 5 points per game, 4.6 actually.
O'Neal the rebound and his putback a little too hard. Another rebound for Moses O'Guiney. He's got to have about 250 by now. Villegas closed off. Piercy. O'Guiney's wide open on the baseline.
And fantastic passing by Casa. You know, they wait, they're patient.
O'Neal underneath. Again, that one's a little too hard. Marr with the rebound. He'll drive in. There's a collision. Loose ball, and the missed shot goes out of bounds. It'll go over to the Broncos. Iwamasa looks like he might have been hit again. This time no call. Ball out of bounds. It will go over to Casa.
Anthony Marr showing a little bit of frustration there. If I could imagine what he's feeling right now, it's possible he might feel like Iwamasa's making a little bit more of the contact than there is.
Casa can play for the final shot if they want. Scott. Here's Villegas. Nice spin move. Fade away. Rebound. 6 seconds to go. Broncos need to push. Iwamasa. Collision. Jump ball. That's going to go to Casa.
Wow.
Two seconds to go. In the corner, a chance here at the buzzer. It does not go. So the Broncos, after leading by one at the end of the first quarter, they find themselves trailing now by 12 here at halftime. Kind of a rough second quarter, Quincy, for the Broncos, but at the same time, Casa just started to impose their will.
Yeah, it was Ambrose. He got hot. He scored 9 straight points for Casa. He was scoreless in the first quarter. He came out hot in the second quarter, and they just kept feeding him the ball. A couple turnovers, a couple three-pointers by him, and we're looking at a 12-point deficit here at halftime.
Broncos, it looks like they only had 2, 4, 6, 7 points in that. Indeed, that's the case from 17 to 24. So not a good quarter for the Broncos offensively.
No, they were searching to find something. You could tell they didn't really have full control of their offense. They were really trying to find the open guy. They stayed aggressive on defense, which was nice, but yeah, 7 points. That's difficult.
Yeah, and in the meantime, all the points in the second quarter for Casa were scored by either Ambrose or Moses Ogini.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the game, before the game started, actually, and how those two guys with Piercy, that's a two-headed monster right there. They're so athletic, and you look at Ogini and how he shoots, how he moves around the basket. It's actually really fun to watch.
So Bella Vista gets outscored 20-7 in that second quarter. 11 of the 20 points to Moses Ogini, then the other 9 for Benny Ambrose there in the second quarter for the Casa Roble Rams. But again, we mentioned that they are as advertised, and Moses Ogini, very impressive in that first half.
Very, very impressive. Like you said, they are as advertised. They're a well-coached team. They move well. If you watch the players, a lot about basketball is how you move without the ball, and their players move very well without the ball. They're looking for the slants. They're looking for the dashes. They're looking for the open lay-ins, and they're getting those in this game so far.
And when the Broncos have been able to crash the boards, get free on the baseline, they've had some success. They're just not getting a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and you can credit that to the defense of Casa. They are playing just as aggressive defense as Bella Vista, and this is a great challenge for Bella Vista. Especially here at home. They're undefeated here at home. Let's see in the second half if they can keep that going.
Broncos trailed by 17 points at halftime at Lincoln on Tuesday, and got back to within 1. Just couldn't clear that final hurdle, I guess, if you want to borrow a track and field analogy. But really, that was it. They had the opportunities, they just couldn't do it. So hopefully, trailing by 12, from a Broncos standpoint, maybe they still have that opportunity here to start imposing their will a little bit, bring this thing closer, make a game of it in the end, and maybe this time they do clear that final hurdle.
Yeah, I think getting the ball, Otrosic is their lead scorer for a reason. I think that if they start looking to get open shots for him, some good rebounds, get him more involved in the offense. They've really Cass has done a good job of stopping him. I think that's where they're going to see their offense take off.
Well, let's see what Carson's got brewing right now down on the floor.
Our first half of play, and I'm going to do a quick little see how the room is feeling. So I'm going to head over to the Casa side and let's see how loud you guys can get. And let's head over to the Bella Vista side. Throughout this entire night on our broadcast at BV Live Sports, we have been doing a little game with you guys. We've been seeing after every quarter who's the loudest. So far, based on our gentleman up top, George Thurlson, what do you think so far, George? Yeah, George is telling us that BV is currently in the lead for that first one. Now, George, at halftime, who do you think had the most energy?
It still sounded a lot like BV.
As us trying to be unbiased as possible, our lead play-by-play producer, George Thurlson, says that still Bella Vista is the loudest section so far.
How does Casa feel about that?
Hey, Casa, how do you guys feel about being 2-0 right now? You guys want to give me some energy, or you guys just going to stay quiet the entire time?
Carson, unfortunately, we can't hear them up here.
All right, I was actually given a quick little talk in my ear by Quincy up top, our sports analyst.
Agonizing them.
I understand the scoreboard says 24-36. However, the live stream can't hear you guys at all. Yeah, it looks like you guys are still a little too quiet. So, scoreboard doesn't matter. We still have a second half of play.
All right. Carson's really antagonizing them. It sounds like he's getting an argument going
I'm
here,
not surprised. I'm not surprised.
All right, guys, what did I say at the beginning? To be very sportsmanlike. I've been seeing it on both ends. Knock it off.
All right, so we'll let Carson talk to them a little bit more. All right, well, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, so well, we're at halftime here. So if you're Coach Kussler, what are you telling BV and the team?
I think if I were the coach, I would really talk about trying to build momentum as soon as the third quarter starts. Quick bucket. Continue to play the same kind of defense that you have been playing. I think the defense that Casa has been playing has been phenomenal. They've stayed within striking distance. They're getting turnovers, but they need to just score quickly and often. So right out of the gate, they need some quick points.
All right, let's talk about some future plans for you, as we've got one more game before Christmas break, and that is tomorrow night here at the friendly confines of the Bella Vista Barn, if you will. And that is the girls will be taking on Union Mine at 7:30 for the varsity game. Of course, the freshmen at 4 and the JV at freshmen at 4:30, I should say. JV at 6, and then we'll have the varsity game for you at 7:30. So the Lady Broncos back in action tomorrow night.
Yes.
We'll have it for you right here on BV Live Sports. And then we'll go ahead and celebrate Christmas and New Year's and be back with you on Friday, January 3rd.
Yes.
When the final non-league game for Bella Vista against the Titans of Antelope. They will be a former league opponent.
Yeah.
Coming back for a visit on January 3rd. So the Broncos will take on Antelope in that ball game on January 3rd. And look at what it says after January 3rd. 2025. It's upon us.
It is here.
How about that? Already a quarter century into the new millennium.
I remember when 2024 started.
I remember Y2K.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes.
Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com BV Live Sports. And if you want, take your smartphone or your tablet, scan that QR code, and that'll take you right to our Facebook page. We often have updates on broadcasts. We post the link in advance for the broadcast on the Facebook page. So join us, and as other updates happen, we also bring those to you. So for information about BV Live Sports and Bella Vista Athletics, go ahead and check out BV Live Sports on Facebook. There's the warning buzzer. We've got just a few short moments to go before we get the second half of play underway. And the crowds have kind of calmed down a little bit. I guess maybe everybody needs a halftime break, right?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Carson's doing his best to get the
antagonize them.
get the Casa crowd riled up. But as we see Bella Vista come in here out of the break, just to kind of backpedal a little bit on what you asked as far as like what coach should talk to them about. It's definitely energy. I think the crowd's going to help with that, definitely. But Bella Vista needs to come out with some definite energy.
So taking a look at some of the scoring leaders in this game, Moses O'Guiney scored 17 points total in the huge win over Galt yesterday. Almost 60 points in that victory over Galt yesterday. Of course, he surpassed 1,000 for his career. He's at 17 points tonight already.
Yeah, he's
equaled his point output from last night. Benny Ambry's 9 points, all in the second quarter, is the second leading scorer for Casa.
And that was all at one time.
For each of Preston Scott and Ace Villegas, 2 for Mason Piercy round out the scoring. Broncos are led by the 6 points of Cale Bird, 5 for Mitchell Emery, and for Maxwell Pruker, 3 each for Marka Trotzik and Trevor Iwamasa, and 2 for Cade Rucker. Broncos need to really get something going here. A nice little run to start the third quarter would really help them, especially maybe build some momentum.
I think that is the ideal situation for the Broncos. Like I said, their lead scorer, Trotzik, he's their workhorse for offense. I think the more they get him involved, the better.
Broncos in possession to get started here in the third. Here's Pruker. Nice defense by Ambry. He got a hand on that shot.
Yeah, Ambry swatted that away and got it.
O'Guiney, the star of the game so far. Rucker the rebound, and Piercy's going to get called for a foul as he came up from behind. That's the third team. That's the third personal on Piercy.
Yeah, Casa's so good at blocks. O'Guiney, I think he has about 4 or 5 already, if my numbers are correct.
Here's a Trotzik in the corner. Bird the rebound for Bella Vista. Another opportunity.
Such a great all-around player, Bird is.
Rucker's open for 3. And that one teases him a little bit.
You thought about it.
Yeah.
You thought about it.
Villegas. Casa can slow it down, too, if the game dictates it. And with the big lead right now, they might want to take their time.
Yeah, I think they want to conserve a little bit of energy, slowly try to start chipping away at this 12-point lead.
Ambry works off the screen from O'Guiney. He'll launch a long 3. Bird, another rebound.
Such a good rebounder.
And then he has his pocket pick. There's Piercy. First 2 points of the half scored by Casa. Piercy getting those right after being called for his third foul. Here's Rucker. He tries to force up a shot. That one's deflected away. O'Guiney comes up with it.
O'Guiney again with the block. That's his 6th one.
They left Ambry's open. Bird, another rebound.
Ambry's has appeared to cool down a little bit.
Casa crowd calling for defense. 14-point lead. Here's a Trotzik driving in. Cannot find the friendly roll there.
I like that aggression. That's what they need from him. Trotzik has 3 points. You need just a little bit more from him.
O'Guiney taking his time. There's Piercy. Now Ambrose. Ambrose drives in. Tries a little Euro step, and he does get the friendly
Gets
roll.
that one, gets in the lane, gets that one to fall.
11 on the night for Ambrose.
Yeah, Casa can also play the slow game. You know, they have the lead. They don't have to push anything as long as they're making baskets like that.
Kruger bumps from behind, draws the foul. Looks like Ambrose gets called for this one. That'll be his second. First team foul on Casa. Bird, the rebound.
Great
He needed
rebound
that.
by Bird.
Yes, and a putback immediately. We got a timeout called, a 30-second timeout.
I love watching Cale Bird play. 6'4", long. He can rebound. I mean, he's their best rebounder on the team. He can lay it in. He is really a phenomenal all-around player.
So at 5:24 to go, the lead is 14. Broncos just there getting their first points in the third quarter. They did not score much in the second quarter either, so just 7 points in the second quarter. They need to find a way to get points on the board. They had a really good first quarter.
Yes.
17 points in that first quarter. They had a 1-point lead at the end of the first 8 minutes. But it's been a struggle offensively for them since.
Yeah. Luckily, here to start the third quarter, Casa has not, each team has only scored 2 points. So Bella Vista has got to take advantage of this.
Lane across midcourt. Here's O'Guiney once again. O'Guiney all the way in, gets the finger roll.
So strong to the basket.
19 for O'Guiney. Steal by Lane. There's Villegas driving in. Lane follows. O'Guiney follows. And O'Guiney has surpassed 20 points.
Just like that. Blink of an eye here. We just started the
21.
second half.
He's had 2 other 20-point games this season. Kruger lost the handle. Taken away. Intercepted once again by Otrocek. Now he needs some help. Pressure defense from Casa. Iwamasa finds Kruger on the baseline. Kruger forces it up too hard. Ball out of bounds. Nice interference run by Bella Vista to force that turnover.
Yeah, that was going to turn into a fast break real quick. Again, I think he got all 10 fingers on the ball, but it was out so fast. Ball does go out of bounds, though.
Just like that, you blink your eyes, it's an 18-point lead now for Casa.
Casa's probably going to slow the game down just a little bit, try to preserve this lead.
Iwamasa closed off, draws the foul. He gets some free throws out of this.
Him and Marr have really been going at it. 2 point guards, really, both very physical players.
Foul is on Marr, second. Iwamasa for Bella Vista. That's his fourth point of the night. And a putback and a nice tap in by Jonah Wooden.
Wooden gets that one to go pop right back in. That was nice.
First points of the game for Jonah Wooden. Lead is 15.
O'Guiney jumped so high, it almost looks like it had touched the top of the backboard. Excuse me, the bottom of the backboard.
And he winds up being fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line. That's a foul on Kruger. He's got 3. No free throws, actually. O'Guiney's missed. The putback is going to roll off from Preston Scott, who draws a foul himself.
Almost rattled that one in.
And that should be free throws. Mitchell Emery called for the personal.
I'm encouraged by the blocks at the rim for Bella Vista, especially here in this third quarter. I feel like Coach Cussler probably told him, hey, when they're at the rim, you need to jump higher.
Preston Scott goes 78% at the free throw line. Drops in a couple of free throws there. Lead is 17. What an interception by Piercy.
My goodness.
And he's going to follow in and finish that one. So he starts it and he finishes.
That looked like a one-handed catch by a wide receiver.
Indeed. And then O'Guiney gets the assist there too. Kruger, or check that, Motrotzik open for three. That rebound to Marr. Marr. Here's Scott. Wooden with the rebound.
Nice rebound.
Another turnover by Bella Vista. Piercy again. Another easy basket for Mason Piercy.
So Piercy's heating up here in the third quarter.
Trotzik forces up a shot. He'll draw the foul. Broncos are just not doing a lot of that. What a Trotzik just did. Try to power in. Maybe some of those shots could fall.
Yes.
And get you the three-point opportunity.
But, we look at Casa. We see O'Guiney. We see Ambrose. And we see now Piercy starting to heat up. We talked about it early in the game. That's their three-headed monster right there. And they have showed why they are so valuable to this team at this point.
I don't know that we're going to see a lot of Piercy in the next few minutes. He's got 4 fouls now. And so he is being subbed out. Xavier Thomas is back in for Casa.
That might be a small break for Bella Vista then, because he was heating up, at least on the offensive side.
Trotzik makes 1 of 2. O'Guiney has trouble controlling that one. And credit Zach O'Neal for making him have trouble.
Exactly.
And that goes off of O'Guiney's hands and out of bounds. Bella Vista will take possession. So the Broncos, they just get 1 point on that last possession, but they have a chance to get some more. Five count is on in the corner. Here's Bird. O'Neal. Wooden to the baseline. Great defense by Marr.
Casa's defense all the way around. They're playing man-to-man right now, and they are making Bella Vista work.
Bird finds an opening, powers to the rack, and draws the foul.
I wonder if Coach Cussler told him, hey, attack the basket here in the third quarter. O'Guiney is such a good shot blocker. Let's see if we can get him in foul trouble.
O'Guiney is called for his second personal. Bird will have his opportunity here for a second shot. Got 8 tonight. Long rebound, nice save.
What a save by O'Neal.
Emery. Back out, oh my goodness. That's going to go over and back, unfortunately.
Backcourt violation there. I get the impression Bella Vista, they're just trying a little bit too hard right now. I think that's why Coach is calling a timeout. Let's try to settle the offense.
Can't say as I blame him. Mitchell Emery was talking with the official about, thought he might have been grabbed. All right, Carson, what do you got going on?
So I'm over here down in the BV student section, and it is a ghost town. As much as we are the Bella Vista home team, it is quiet, and too quiet in my opinion.
You got to get them pumped up.
Hey guys. Guys, we're live. You guys want to get loud? 3, 2, 1. Guys.
Well, they're trying.
Broncos need that support. They feed off of that.
There's Ambrose. And O'Guiney. Trotzik with a hand on it to deflect it away.
Nice defense.
16 seconds on the shot clock. Here's O'Guiney. Marr with a long three-pointer. Another rebound for Cale Bird.
Bird's going to reach double-digit rebounds the way he's playing tonight. I believe if my numbers are right, he has 7.
Emery gets the roll.
Nice floater with the right hand.
That's 7 points now for Mitchell Emery. 18-point lead. Thomas, steal by Bird. Bird pushing the ball all the way in. Flies by the player with the position. Didn't run into him. Ran right by him.
Looked like Clyde Drexler there, player for the Portland Trail Blazers. That was beautiful.
I remember Clyde the Glide. O'Guiney.
Nice pass.
And Preston Scott, he spots up. Long rebound, deflected, loose ball. Casa comes up with it. And a collision on the floor with Mitchell Emery. Emery's going to get called for the foul here.
Good sportsmanship. I always love to see that. Unintentional, fall
Right.
on the ground. Help your guy, help your neighbor up. That's nice play.
That's going to be the third on Emery.
O'Guiney switching to the high post there. It means they're going to try to utilize him a little bit.
Casa taking their time right now. Looks like they're going to work the shot clock down to about 10 seconds before they actually run the offense here. And they find the man in the corner, Xavier Thomas. Just as the clock expires, they get the rebound. That's Axel Embry seeing his first action.
That was actually pretty clever by Coach Gilbert. They were, tossing it around, the right side of the court, and that left number 22, Embry's wide open in the corner. I think Bella Vista was so focused on the other four players. Excuse me, that was number 4, Askel Embry's.
So Axel Embry's, the freshman, unfazed by all of that, just cans 2 free throws. 73% for the line this year for Casa Roble. Here's a Trotzik back the other way with a 3. Cale Bird with another rebound. Another long 3-point shot that comes up short. Bird again.
Wow.
2 offensive rebounds for Cale Bird.
I believe he is 1 rebound shy of 10. What a game.
Cale Bird will go to the line. Well, he already has 10 points.
Well,
so let's get that double-double.
That's a double-double, so I think, you got to look for the bright spots in the game, even though they're down by 18 points. They are playing hard. Bird he might be having his best game of the season so far.
Sounds like he needs to make a trip to In-N-Out if he can get that double-double, right? Well, an unsuccessful trip at the free throw line. Here come the Rams. They're going to be able to play this for 1 shot if they wish. 18-point lead here as we reach the end of the third quarter. Villegas double team. Nice defense by Bella Vista. Collision at midcourt between Emery and Scott. It looks like this one's going to go against Casa. And that'll be the 5th team foul with 5.9 seconds to go.
Good hustle by Emery.
Second on Preston Scott. Bella Vista's getting some opportunities at the free throw line in this game, Quincy, but they're not taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I thought that, I'm sure that this has been a point that Coach Custa has stressed with Bella Vista. They have to become a better free throw shooting team, especially when the games are close.
Clock running out. O'Guiney, and he draws the foul. He'll get the free throws. And actually, there was time on the clock when the whistle blew, so they should put some time on the clock here.
They might get a second or two back. He should be able to shoot 2, though.
Yeah, he'll get the free throws. The officials are going to come over and talk at the scorer's table here. In fact, they're calling Coach Kussler over, and he's telling him, go line up because there's going to be time put back on the clock.
That's right.
And so they put 0.2 of a second. So there's not much time to do anything with that. Cass is going to bring some players out as well. And O'Guinea's going to get 2 free throws. That's the 4th foul on Emery, by the way. That Casa doesn't put anybody on the lane.
O'Guinea there after he made the free throw. That was a kiss to the Bella Vista crowd. He's feeling it tonight.
Well, he has had himself quite a game.
He's feeling it, and he's letting the crowd know knows he feels it.
Makes 1 of 2. We bring the third quarter to a close here at Bella Vista High School, and it is all Casa at this point.
Yeah, 18-point lead for Casa, 53-35 as we start this fourth quarter. Good looks in the third quarter for Bella Vista. Just not a lot of buckets fell.
We look at that scoreboard, or you see it right there at the top of your screen there. 18-point lead for Casa. Again, Bella Vista had that 1-point lead at the end of the first quarter, but it's really kind of gotten away from them since.
Yeah. I think, once again, you look at how deep Casa is. They have playmakers so far. O'Guinea has been consistent throughout the entire game. You had Ambrose that came in the second quarter and showed what he can do. And then you have PRC come in the third quarter real quick. I think he put up about 5 or 6 points real fast. So Casa just has guys that can shoot the ball very well.
Fourth quarter set to get underway here at Bella Vista with the Broncos. A lot of wood to chop here in the fourth quarter.
Yes, I gotta pay kudos to Cale Bird. He's been sensational tonight. Regardless of the score, he's played so well.
We've got him 10 points and 9 rebounds.
10 points, 9 rebounds, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get that 10th.
He's going to get called for the foul here, but he is every bit a key contributor for this team and a good all-around player because
Absolutely.
He will get you those 10 points.
Yeah.
And he will get you those 10 rebounds.
And you talk about opportunities, especially when the game is close. Free throws and rebounds. Those are 2 crucial elements to the game. If you're getting the rebounds, you're giving your team more opportunities, and if you're making those free throws, you're giving your team more opportunities to score.
Piercy's back in. Villegas is open from 3-point range. He's got 7. And another Bronco turnover.
Looks like that was Wooden. The ball just slipped right through his hands there.
So here's Villegas. He hit that 3-pointer just a few seconds ago. Edgar Rocha seeing his first action for Casa.
Nice tip pass.
Rocha's going to launch a 3. Kruger controls the rebound. Kruger with 3 fouls has been seen some extended time on the bench there.
And there it is.
There's number 10 for Cale Bird.
And he's got the points.
He's got the points, and now it's 12 and 10.
Yep.
You got a shoe tying going on in backcourt. You got to be careful that it doesn't take too long because you got 10 seconds to get it across midcourt. There's Piercy open on the baseline. He gets fouled, and he gets the hoop.
Bella Vista definitely has the size, but, Casa has done such a good job around the rim, making points count and getting to the line and shooting. I believe you said they're a 73% free throw shooting team. That's going to play dividends, especially when games get tight.
Marcus Murch is in to see his first action of the night for the Broncos. Piercy, by the way, is at 8 points on the night. Iwamasa gets through a double team. Here's Pruker open for three. Got it.
The screen that Trosick set knocked the player down, and Iwamasa was able to break through.
Trosick makes the steal as he read that play beautifully.
Great anticipation. A little bit of momentum here by Bella Vista. Let's see if they can capitalize, close this gap.
Under 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Here's Thomas. Tries the no-look pass right to a Trosick. 2 quick steals for a Trosick. Pruker to the free throw line. Tries the Euro step. He gets the hoop. Bella Vista.
6 fast points. Casa calls timeout. And it's funny, we watched in the junior varsity game, Bella Vista was winning by quite a few points. And towards the end of the game, Casa started storming back. Could we see the same thing happen, but on the opposite side here in this game?
One of the things Casa's JV team started doing is they were hitting some key three-pointers.
Yes.
And one player in particular.
Yes.
That's what they got. That's what they had going. So yeah, could it be? Nathan Gilbert immediately calling the timeout after the 3 consecutive scores by Bella Vista. He wants to stem the tide right away if he can.
It's a smart idea. Don't let it get any worse. Try to keep your team in control. Try to manage the clock properly. Don't let these guys, if you're the Casa, you're saying, hey, let's not let these guys heat up anymore.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the Bella Vista girls will be taking on Union Mine here at Bella Vista High School. We'll have that for you at 7:30 Pacific time. That's the tip-off. Will begin around 7:15. So that is Union Mine at Bella Vista tomorrow night here on BV Live Sports. Glad to have you along for all the action, and of course a special hello to all the folks that are rooting for Casa Roble for joining us tonight as well. Glad to have you along. There's Piercy underneath on a beautiful feed from O'Guiney.
If my numbers are correct, those 2 gentlemen right there, Piercy and O'Guiney, they've been a good give and go.
What a move by Ambrose. Ambrose is now up to 13. So any thought that there's a friendly roll for Campbell?
Wow. One-handed, one-legged, and it's still dropped for Bird.
What Casa did out of that timeout was just what they needed to do to kind of stem the momentum.
Bella Vista's on an 8-2 run.
And Otraca controls the rebound. A collision there, no call. Otraca off the screen from Murch. Bird closed off, turnaround, jumper, he's got it, but he called for a travel. Oh, wow. Coach Kessler is not happy.
That, to me, I'm not going to go against what the referees say, but that looked like a clean turnaround jumper right there.
Pressure defense from Bella Vista. Here's O'Guiney. Piercy's open for 3. Lane controls it for Casa, another opportunity. Launches one over Murch. Murch trying to get his hand on the rebound. 3rd opportunity, this time down court for Casa. Villegas will bring it back out, work a little clock. 16-point lead, 3-pointer left side, Ambrose.
No, that's not the guy you want to leave wide open for a 3.
This one's going to go against Casa on the rebound. So Bella Vista will get the ball here. That's the first on Josh Lane. First team foul on Casa.
Outside of that first quarter, this is the best 4 minutes Bella Vista has put together.
Bird with the save, back to Otraca.
Perfect play.
He puts it in.
Another rebound for Bird. 10-2 run by Bella Vista here.
Otraca is up to 8 points, and it looks like there was a turnover. We saw one of those on Bella Vista in the first half. An inbounding turnover, so here are the Broncos. They're down by 14 points. And it looks like we got ourselves a timeout.
And maybe Casa's getting a little bit complacent here. They're going to have to lock in. Bella Vista right now is definitely locked in on a 10-2 run.
Now we're hearing that "Let's go Broncos," and Casa saying, "We can't hear you." Carson, what's going on? there's some Casa fans on this side. You can see them actually. The We Can't Hear Yous have the kind of dominating things there in the crowd standoff, if you will.
Yep. It's always nice to see the, especially the grandparents. They really get involved with the game.
You know, and this is really cool. This is the fans are cheering for their teams. There's nothing negative going on here.
No.
Here's a three-pointer. Maxwell Pruker.
Nice bucket by Pruker. 13-2 run by Bella Vista.
And 13 points for Pruker. It's like a foul at midcourt. And that cuts the lead to 11. So we were talking about it. And again, this is what happened the other night in Lincoln for Bella Vista. They dug themselves a deep hole. They tried to climb themselves out, but they just couldn't take that last step. Can they outscore Casa by 12 in the final 3.5 minutes?
Casa's going to try to use the clock if Bella Vista's not going to pressure them.
On the baseline, Preston Scott has his pocket pick. Here's Pruker. Pruker on his way. Pruker with the Euro. Mikhail Bird flies in.
2 more rebounds.
Bird!
Wow. Absolutely amazed.
And you know that that comment, Bird flies in.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny. That came out organically, but it just really fits.
Yes, 15-2 run here by Bella Vista here in the fourth quarter. And if you're Casa, you're kind of reeling a little bit. Bella Vista could turn this into an 8-point game right here, and then it is anybody's.
Whistle. Looks like a lane violation.
Multiple consecutive turnovers by Casa, and Bella Vista has capitalized.
So the lead is 9. Here's O'Guiney. O'Guiney closed off by Murch. Ambridge to the baseline. Wide open underneath. They can't get the shot. And Murch controls the rebound for Bella Vista. Broncos could cut this down to 7 or 6. O'Tratsick!
He's had a quiet night, but he hit that one clean. 18-2 run by the Broncos.
And 11 points for Mark O'Tratsick tonight. O'Guiney back the other way. He slides in and gets a much-needed basket for Casa Roble.
He's been quiet for much of the fourth quarter.
The lead is 8. Pruker will launch a 3. Got it!
Wow. This is unbelievable.
The lead is 5 with 2:15 to go. Pressure defense from Bella Vista. Here's O'Guiney. O'Guiney closed off by Murch. Villegas, he's going to take his time. Baseball's the pass. Open on the baseline. Thomas, his turnaround, rolls and drops. Xavier Thomas, his first 2 points of the game. And we're going to get a timeout called.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Wow.
1:56 to go in the quarter, in the game, and the Broncos, they're now down by 7. They got it to within 5.
Yes. There is still fight in this dog. That is for sure.
So again, just like what happened the other night, where they dug themselves the hole, climbed all the way back to within 1, it's almost as if they're doing this again.
You know, it's not a habit that you want to get into, having to come back from big double digits. However, I will say it shows a lot of character with your team. If you can battle back consecutively against multiple opponents, it shows grit, it shows stick-to-itiveness, it shows camaraderie. I love what the Broncos are doing. They're not saying no, they're not accepting victory, they're getting after it.
So just under 2 minutes to go in this one. Broncos will take possession.
I believe my numbers are right. I could be wrong, but I believe it's a 23-24-6 run that the Broncos have done here in this fourth quarter.
A 3 would be big here. Pruker and O'Tratsick are heating up from downtown. Uwamasa closed off by Piercy. Here's Pruker. Pruker, a collision. That might be 5 on Piercy. See who they call it. Does not look like they called it on Piercy. But he was right there.
Yeah.
Preston Scott is called for the foul, or check that, not Scott. It was Anthony Lane, or Anthony Marr. Marr is called for the foul, that's his third. Third team foul on Casa. Kruger was in the act of shooting, and he's looking to make his second of 2 free throws here, which would be big.
Wow.
And he does. 2 big free throws, 5-point game.
This might seem insignificant, George, but you look at how well the ball is leaving their hands. They are confident right now.
Oh, that's a big 3 for Mason Piercy.
No, he's a clutch player for Casa.
Otrodzic back the other way. Underneath,
Wow.
Cale Bird.
Wow, that was a great tip by Murch, right to Bird in the basket.
The lead is 6. Don't go anywhere. Cale Bird called for the foul. That'll be the 4th team foul on Bella Vista. So it'll be free throws the rest of the way, starting with the next foul.
Marcus Murch has added a little bit of spark here. His defensive paralysis has really added to what Bella Vista has been able to do on the defensive side of the ball.
Cale Bird, by the way, called for that last foul. That is his 4th. So he's still out there.
In my opinion, he's been their MVP in this game. I'm not surprised with a minute left.
Piercy again. Bird, another rebound. Broncos down 6. Otrodzic. Here's Iwamasa out front. Otrodzic. Whoa! Got it!
That was almost at the logo, George. That was almost at the logo.
Mark Otrodzic fires that one from Placer County to bring Bella Vista within 3.
This is absolutely unbelievable.
That's Casa fans cheering right now. You know, we talked about it in halftime, and the Bella Vista crowd was louder in the first half. Right now, Casa's taking it.
I think so.
I don't know, Carson, you got anything to add?
Right now, it is super loud. Both student sections are on their feet. As you guys can hear on the broadcast, I have lost my voice. My voice is burnt out.
We'll save a little bit for the interview with the coach. That's all we ask.
Indeed, yes, indeed. But Carson's just having way too much fun tonight. He has been known to hang out with the Rowdy Rooters.
Now he's made for this role, that's for sure.
Casa in possession. Broncos need a big defensive stop right now.
The big 3 for Casa are out there. O'Guinea.
3-point game. There's Ambreets in the corner. Ambreets, he gets free, drives to the lane. He puts
Quick
it in.
finger roll. I'm a little surprised at that.
And a steal by Casa. Bella Vista's got a foul. And Pruker comes up and does so. And it's Ambreets that's going to go to the free throw line.
Great free throw shooter, too.
Ambreets, by the way, 79% free throw shooter.
Well,
He's at 15 points tonight, which is exactly half of what he did to Bella Vista last year.
Well, that's a good thing, but at the same time, you got to foul in this situation because time's not on your side. You need another quick 3-pointer if you can.
If he makes this one, it puts him up by 6. And he does. The Broncos need 2 3-pointers and some missed free throws.
They're going to do full pressure here.
Here's Pruker. Pruker spots up. That's off. Preston's got the rebound, immediately fouled by Emery, and that's going to be Emery's 5th.
Well, regardless of the outcome, the valiant effort that Bella Vista put in this fourth quarter. Never say die. They stormed back. I don't think Casa really saw this coming.
Well, and again, we'll get Coach Kessler's thoughts at the end of the game. 2 games in a row where they dug the deep hole and nearly climbed out of it. This is Preston Scott. Scott, by the way, is a 78% free throw shooter. Gets 1 of 2. So the full court press going on. We got a whistle.
Off the ball foul, looks like.
They're going to be on Embreeds. I think he was saying 22. So that would be the 5th foul on
Embreeds.
Yeah, that would be the 5th personal or 15 foul. So that would be free throws for Bella Vista, if that's how that works. Officials are going to
talk it
come
over
and talk it over as the Casa Roble fans remind Bella Vista of the outcome of the football game earlier this season.
Oh, I believe I was announcing that, or helping to announce that game.
And that was also another one where that came right down to the wire as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of excitement. It's a lot of fun when these two schools play.
I wish they played each other more than, I think they only play each other once this year.
Yeah.
It would be great if they played more.
It would be great, even though they're non-league opponents, given how close they are. It would be great if they could do a home and home every year.
I 100% agree. You can't beat this crowd and the energy that it brings.
McGinney with a steal. Or near steal, now back into front court. Kruger will spot up. I think he had a foot on the line.
He did.
Loose ball on the ground. O'Guiney picks it up. O'Guiney is going to be fouled on the baseline there by Marka Trotzik. And this one is going to wind up in the win column for the Casa Roble Rams. They will go to 9-1 on the year. Bella Vista will fall to 4-6 and lose at home for the first time this season. Again, a valiant effort.
Yes, if I was Coach Kessler, obviously there's some things to work on here. Back-to-back games, you dig yourself into a big hole. But man, if you have a team that can climb out of that hole, all you have to do is start teaching them how to make sure that you don't get down by so many points, to keep it closer. And if they did that, they would have won this game tonight.
O'Guiney is a 56% free throw shooter, misses the first. And I would imagine that regardless of what happens here, Cass is probably just going to back off defensively.
Yeah.
Trotzik will take that. He'll launch one from midcourt. It will not go. And that is the end of the ball game. A very entertaining ball game here for the Bella Vista Broncos and for Casa Roble as both schools. Well, Casa plays tomorrow night as they have their 5th game in 5 days.
Ooh.
And so far they've won the first 4, so that's been very impressive. Very impressive performance by Casa and an impressive run at the end by Bella Vista to get close and get back in this game. It was quite a ball game. It looked like Casa was going to run away with it for a while. Broncos got back in it and made it entertaining down the stretch.
Yeah, I am absolutely, not only am I impressed, but I am encouraged by what I saw in the fourth quarter by Bella Vista. That's what you want out of your team. You want a team, at the biggest point, at the biggest moment, which usually is the fourth quarter. What are you about? What can you show? And Bella Vista showed tremendous grit in the fourth quarter, handily winning that quarter in points. They just got to, focus on those first three, first quarter they played fantastic, but, the second and third quarter, they really struggled, and Casa, had their way, imposed their will. But, man, hats off to Bella Vista for the fourth quarter comeback.
Carson, it looks like Coach Kussler is going to meet with his team right now, but hopefully we'll get some comments from him a little bit later on. Maxwell Pruker and Marka Trotzik really came on late for Bella Vista.
Yeah, and I think Bella Vista needed them earlier in the game, but still extremely impressed that they were able to come back the way they did.
All right, so here is the presentation of the, I believe it's the
Congratulations, you guys.
King's Classic. I don't remember what they exactly calling it there, but there's the presentation of the trophy to Casa Roble as they get the trophy for the first time.
Yeah.
Next year the teams will meet. That'll be over in Orangevale at Casa Roble, and so we'll see be an opportunity for Bella Vista maybe to get their hands on that trophy next year.
Yeah, I think this team is close. You look at how they started off the season. I believe they were 4-1 when they start things off. It hasn't gone quite as planned, especially into the tournament, but this team is close, and Coach Kussler continues to work on that tenacity, work on that defense, continue to stay aggressive. Just very encouraging overall.
Lots of players and fans and lots of folks still on the court here, especially for Casa. It really was a great turnout for
It really was.
For Casa as well. Cale Bird, let's talk about him for a little bit.
Oh my!
18 points, and you had some rebounds for him.
I was counting. I was well over 10 rebounds. I was more mentally counting those. I believe he ended up with right around 15, 16 rebounds. Massive double-double for him. Like you said, that young man, he deserves some in and out right now. In my opinion, MVP of the game. He played his heart out. Multiple points, multiple rebounds. He was all over the place. I don't know how much time he got off the court, to rest, but man, he played very well.
18 points, and what did we finish up? We're speculating around maybe 15 rebounds?
About 15 rebounds,
wow,
yeah.
Just really impressive. So Cale Bird, actually Maxwell Pruker came on late. He leads the way with 19 points. Cale Bird with 18, and then 14 for Marka Trotzik. So 3 players in double figures, but it didn't look that way early. After that nice run to start the game and the 17-16 first quarter lead, Bella Vista really got cold offensively, and Casa didn't.
Yeah, Casa.
So they just were able to build that big lead.
Right. Casa kept shooting. They were making points. We talked earlier about the different playmakers. Ambries, was shooting well in the second quarter, and I can't say enough about Alguini, excuse me. He was great the entire game. Actually, in the end of the game, I think he had the final four points for Casa to be able to really put them over the top for the victory. So
Alguini finishes with 25 points, 16 for Ambries, and Mason Piercy 13. So the big three pretty much doing their thing tonight.
They did what they were supposed to do.
Absolutely. 7 points for Preston Scott, 7 points for Ace Villegas as well, 2 each for Axel Ambries and for Xavier Thomas. For Bella Vista, we mentioned 19 from Pruker, 18 from Bird, 14 from Trotzik, 8 for Emery, and then 4 for Massa, 2 for Rucker, and 2 for Jonah Wooden. So that kind of rounds out the scoring there for the Broncos. They'll take a break.
Yes.
They'll have the weekend off. They will enjoy Christmas with their families, and then right after Christmas, next
the 20, I believe it's the
26th.
The 26th.
So it'll be the day after Christmas.
Yes.
They'll go ahead and they will take on, they will head into the tournament. So impressive. Well, it'll be. Hopefully, they are impressive. They really do need a bounce back in that tournament next week.
It's been a rough few games for them. They're on a little bit of a losing streak here, but I think they will bounce back.
Let's head down to Carson.
Hi, George.
Hey.
So
looks like you're having some fun tonight. So much the fact you blew your voice out.
I don't know what you're talking about. My voice is perfectly fine.
Your voice box is gone.
You gonna sing for us then?
No, I'm not going to. Wow, what a game. It was honestly when I'm down there in the student section, the energy was not nearly as big as it was until we hit about the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. That is when I'd probably say the Broncos section just decided, let's just all stand up, everybody. And I feel like the energy from the varsity team definitely picked up on that and was like, this is still our house. Like, let's still like give them a good show. And that, I think it was like a 20-point like run that we had. It was ridiculous.
Well, they have proven time and again that when things go south, they're able to find their way back into the game late. They did it on Tuesday night at Lincoln, and they did it again tonight. Unfortunately, again, just couldn't clear that last hurdle to get the lead back and get the win. But you like the fact that they can bounce back from adversity. That's something that will help them in the long run. I think that while Coach Kussler will give them kudos for doing that 2 games in a row, he's also going to talk to them a little bit about, hey, let's not get ourselves in that situation to begin with.
Yeah, let's not let it get to that point. If it's going to be competitive going back and forth, let's not get down by double digits. Let's not get down by 20, 22 points. Let's try to narrow that gap. And if we need to be down by 5 or 6, if that was the case going into the fourth quarter. Like I said before, I believe Bella Vista would have won this game. They had it was there for them. They just needed to narrow the margin in the first couple quarters.
So the Broncos fall to 4-6. They head into the tournament 3 games next week, right after Christmas. What would you like to see them do in the tournament next week?
Keep doing what you're doing. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of the team. I love the effort that they're putting into their practices. It's everything that they're doing. They are doing it right. If there was one thing that I could pick on, it would definitely be their free throw shooting. They got to improve on that because when things get tight, and the pressure's on, those free throws are gonna be gold for them.
So best of luck to the Broncos next weekend in their tournament. We will next see them on Friday, January 3rd, as Christmas break will be wrapping up that week, and they'll close it off with a home game against the Titans of Antelope. So that's Friday, January 3rd, right here on BV Live Sports. We will have that one for you as well after, of course, they play in the tournament next weekend. For the Bella Vista Lady Broncos, they are taking on Union Mine tomorrow night, and we will have that one for you here on BV Live Sports as well, as the Lady Broncos had a rough one against West Park earlier this week. There were some similarities actually. West Park, the quicker team, and they just couldn't solve that quickness. But at the same time, the a chance to kind of put that one behind them and get one more before they head into Christmas. And then the Lady Broncos will have a tournament next weekend. That one's a little different. It's going to go the 27th, 28th, and then they'll take Sunday off and then finish it out on the 30th.
Okay.
So
Get
kind
a break.
of a unique one. Well, we've talked it up long enough that it looks like Coach Kussler has been able to talk to his team, and now we're going to head down to Carson, and he is now with Coach Kussler.
Well, hi, George. I'm back again.
How about that?
So I'm here with Coach Kussler after probably one of the best games that I've seen in this season so far. A couple things we wanted to talk about. That heater in that fourth quarter, you guys coming back from pretty much double-digit in points. And then you had Kale Bird as well as Marka Troxic hitting those like really good and key rebounds and points. Is there anything you want to emphasize off of that?
Well, we just had a sense of urgency at the end there because we were down and we just played free and loose. And so I was telling the guys in the locker room, we need to have that from the beginning of the game. Sense of urgency, not when we get down big, when it's 0-0. When it's tip-off, we need to have that right away. So we'll get there.
Yeah, and to kind of talk about that first half, you guys were down by a lot. And when I was talking with kind of our student section over here, it was still like loud. And with a couple of the students, they were kind of questioning some of the fouls. You can't really say too much, but I did say you were coming off the bench a lot and talking with some of the officials. At one point, I believe there was a foul down here. You talked to one of the officials and said, hey, what's going on? What did the officials say to give you the insight on some of these fouls and stuff that's been going on?
They just said both teams are playing hard. They're doing their best. They're not going to get every single call, but I know that they're doing their best.
It's a really fast game. Guys are moving, they're flying around, they're bumping into each other. So I feel like they did a great job. And like I said, you're not going to get every single call, just like you're not going to make every shot. So they did fine. Yeah.
Yeah, as an official, that's the best you can do, is make what you can in the moment and just go with it. With some of our high scorers, you had, like I said, Cale Bird, Marka Trotsik, as well as also Maxwell Pruker. Is there anything that you want to talk about those guys going into the 3-game tournament after Christmas?
Well, I thought Cale played phenomenal. 20 rebounds or more. I mean, he just played his tail off the whole game. He was trying to play defense on 23, getting rebounds. I mean, he was totally, gassed at the end of the game, but best game of him by the season by far. Mark and Maxwell came in. They started hitting some shots in the fourth quarter, but I was so proud of Cale and his performance tonight.
Do you think we might have a repeat of that going into the 3-game tournament?
I hope so. Yeah, I think Cale is really coming into his own. He's really amazing on rebounds. I mean, he can get offensive rebounds, he can get defensive rebounds, and I think because he's left-handed, he kind of throws some teams off. Being lefty is an advantage for him, so I really look to see him have more of those games like tonight.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Coach, for talking to us, and let's hopefully, although we are 2-1 at home, let's keep the higher win percentage at home.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
All right.
Thanks, George.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time. And certainly for Coach Kussler, the entire coaching staff, and all the players as well, and their families, best wishes and warm wishes as we head into the Christmas holidays. And so I hope everyone has a wonderful break and success comes their way. They get that first win away from home. They kind of, I know that they feel like they got to get that going.
Absolutely.
And we will look forward to seeing them on the 3rd of January. So boys' next broadcast is January 3rd against Antelope here on BV Live Sports. Girls tomorrow night. In fact, there it is. Boys, Antelope and Bella Vista. Friday, January 3rd, 2025. We'll know who's playing in the college football championship by then,
yes,
too.
we will.
And then tomorrow night, Union Mine and Bella Vista here, the girls' game here on BV Live Sports. So that's our plans. Of course, both the boys and the girls will have tournaments next weekend as well, as they get their final opportunities in before league starts, right as school resumes following the Christmas break. All right. Well, we got a lot of people to thank. We had a lot of fun tonight. First of all, we want to say thanks to Elizabeth Allen and our camera operator, Julie Tharlson, our producer. Our sideline reporter and Casa antagonist, Carson Allen. Thank you for him. And now for Quincy Douglas, I'm George Tharlson. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for the girls' game. And certainly have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.